Good afternoon. My name is Kimberly Staab. When I was a child, I never understood why people would always stare at my sister. That was until my mother told me that my sister was different. She has Rett syndrome. What is Rett syndrome? Rett syndrome, according to the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Strokes, is a rare genetic mutation affecting brain development and only affects girls. Girls with this disorder develop normally in their early years. Rett syndrome is characterized by 4 stages, with each stage lasting between weeks to even years. Let's begin with stage 1. Stage 1 begins when the child is between the ages of 6 and 18 months. Symptoms include little to no eye contact, irritability, restlessness, delays in walking and crawling, hand wringing. Example of stage 1 is when Susanna was a baby. She was a normal, happy little girl. She would play patty cake with grandma. My parents did not suspect anything was wrong with her until she got a little older, when she started developing problems with walking and crawling, and sometimes she would start to scream. My parents were sent to Houston, Texas for tests. That is where the doctors informed them that she has Rett syndrome and that she would most likely not survive past the age of 19. Today, she is 34 years old. Moving on to stage 2, this stage begins when the child is between the ages of 1 and 4. My Child Without Limits describes the symptoms as hand movements such as ringing, problems with breathing, unsteady walking, and seizures. Susanna, she can walk on her own. She needs somebody to be with her at all times to kind of direct her where she needs to go. Her hand movements, the ringing of the hands is usually kind of like this. It's usually, she always moves her hands constantly. Moving forward to stage 3, according to the website, begins when the child is between the ages of 2 and 10 years old. Symptoms in stage 3 include lagging of movements in the hands and feet, and also seizures. This stage actually brings some very, very good symptoms. There's more eye contact. She may show awareness to her surroundings, such as people, places, things, her alertness. Example of this is my parents take care of Susanna 24 hours a day. They need a break, and so when they go on their little vacation, they will have one of us kids come home. And I think Susanna knows that mom and dad aren't here because she kind of looks different. I think she thinks that something is not right in her normal routine. And also when we're having family dinners, there's a lot of different conversations going on. And in these conversations, Susie will actually start making noises. And I think because of the loudness and the sounds that are going on. Moving into the final stage, this stage begins when walking becomes hard and they can actually, in fact, lose the ability to do so. There is muscle loss and weakness and scoliosis. I would describe Susanna as mostly in stage 3 with just a little bit of stage 4 because she does have scoliosis, but because she's with us all the time, we keep her, I think her mind keeps going because she's always active with us. Now that we've discussed the stages of Rett, I would like to inform you of the causes of Rett. Rett is caused by the mutation of a gene. This gene is called MECP2. According to the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Strokes, this gene controls functions of many other genes and is needed for the brain development. Rett syndrome is a genetic disorder, but less than 1% of cases are inherited according to the NINDS. Most cases are in fact random. My sister and I, my other sister Jessica and I, we've always wondered if we can in fact carry on the mutation onto our children. And further readings show that it's actually very, very rare to bring it on. And there's actually tests out there to show if we can and cannot carry it. With this disorder being so rare, there are no cures. The Rett Syndrome Foundation is working on trying to find some cure, but they have actually found treatments to help with certain symptoms that I've described earlier. Thank you all so much for taking the time to listen to my speech. Rett syndrome is a difficult disorder to understand. I hope that I have given you all sufficient information so that you can go on and share this with other people. And hopefully that one day we can find a cure. October is actually Rett Syndrome Awareness Month, so pull out your purple and show your support. Thank you all very much.